Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is already week 3 update of our No Spend January. We are doing really well. This is one of the most painless No Spend Januaries, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we were just really ready for it coming off of December, like Christmas, like spending your brains out on Christmas, you know, or I don't know what the deal is, but it just has not been that hard this time, and usually it's really hard. So if I analyze it and figure it out, I'll tell you why I think it's not that hard. I don't know why. Okay, we have paid all our bills as always. We have put gas in both the cars. And so the stuff that I'm going to tell you about that we have spent money on, just some of it is anticipated, and only one thing was not anticipated this week. So we spent $6 in cash to get into my daughter Jalea's basketball game. That was not unexpected, but that is an expense that we had this week. And then I did go ahead and one of my rules is that if we're just needing a really quick, like, grab and go type of thing, we can do Little Caesars, because 2 pizzas will feed our family. And then, like, I really cannot make homemade pizza with the toppings and the cheese and all that for much cheaper than that. It's probably a little bit more, but that's like the one thing that I let us eat out, and we haven't had to do it all month except for this week. So that was $11.77. And then my husband, the man never spends money, like, ever. But this week he just forgot that it was No Spend January, and he happened to be at the gas station, and he bought needles, like, for an air pump, like to pump the kids' balls up. I think he didn't, like, need them that day. He just saw them and knew that we had broken some, and so he grabbed them while he was there, which is technically against the rules, but I guess I'll cut him some slack because the man has literally spent, well, he spent $4.98 on those air pump needles, and he hasn't spent, like, any money at all this month. So he had an oopsie, but that's okay. So for groceries, we spent $34.49 this week, which leaves us a total, so we only have $26.49 left for the rest of the month, which is basically one more week. So that's going to be plenty. I'm actually going to the grocery store today, and I only need, like, milk and fruit. So that will be plenty for the week. We still have lots of dinners left. We actually, our cow order is ready, and so my sister-in-law's father raises beef, and when he brings them to get processed, we always buy a quarter of a beef from him. And so this time it's like $650, butchered, wrapped, all of that. I can't remember exactly how many pounds we get, but we get to pick out the cuts and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, I tell you that to say that I'm trying to make room in my freezers for that beef. And so whatever produce we have left in the refrigerator, we will clean up this week. And then we're just going to be eating frozen veggies for the rest of the week until I do my month-long grocery shopping for February, because I'm trying to make room in the freezer. So that's why I basically only need milk and a little bit of fruit. Okay, so total so far unbudgeted for the whole month is $45.54. So that is money that we have spent that has no category. Normally I have, like, a miscellaneous, sorry about that, the camera fell off the ledge. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, normally I have a miscellaneous category, which would kind of take care of all that stuff that just doesn't have a category to go into. And so that really is like $45.54 is a true representation of what we have spent money on that we should not have spent money on this month. So in the grand scheme of things, that's pretty good. But that's where we're at, and I'm hoping that that stays the same. I'm hoping we don't have anything that we have to spend money on for this week. And something that gets really nice when you're doing a no spend month is it's super easy to like balance your checking account. So normally I go through all the transactions every week and stay on top of it. It's part of my budgeting process. And it took me like 3 minutes this week because there just were no debits. There was just nothing to keep track of. So that's something I like about a no spend. And then also, I'm going to tell you the things that I didn't spend money on that I wanted to spend money on. And there was hardly anything. And that's another reason why I like doing a no spend month once a year, is because it brings the discipline back to my life. So we don't use credit cards. We don't overspend like our budget really ever. But I have a very hard time sticking to the budget categories. So if there's extra money in the grocery budget, I will just spend it instead of like saving it for next month when maybe groceries, the cost has risen again or whatever. So I just really like the discipline that it brings back in, because I haven't been thinking about buying anything this week. There just really has been nothing that I thought about buying. Still using the Chromie mascara. I think I can get one more week out of it. I only put makeup on probably not even 50% of the time. So I think I can do it. I think I can wait until early February to buy mascara. Something that I would have spent money on this month, like I would have already bought it. I'm running really low on this Gloves in a Bottle lotion. It's really good. Actually, Go Clean Co. on Instagram is how I found out about this. But when you live in a very dry place, this stuff is awesome. But I have tons of other lotion to use. So I do not need to go and purchase this right now. That will wait for another time. I did not get Starbucks this week. I still have some gift cards I could use, but I just, those gift cards are precious, and so in a no spend month, and so I just didn't feel the need, and I wasn't really out this week to be able to go. And we do have a Starbucks in our little grocery store in town, but there's no drive-through, so you have to go in and get it. And when it's like 10 degrees, 5 degrees, I don't want to get out of my car and go in and get it. So it's probably a really good thing that Starbucks doesn't have a drive-through in my little town, because that would probably be even worse of a temptation than it already is. Then the only other thing that I had, I subscribed to Thrive Market. I really like some of the specialty ingredients. Like, I mostly shop at Sam's Club and Aldi. And so I like to get some specialty ingredients like this tikka masala sauce that we really like, and some other stuff like that. And they actually had sent me a 25% off coupon. And I do have a couple things in my cart right now that I'm just like waiting. I think if you spend $50, you don't pay shipping or something. And so I usually bulk my orders. And 25% off is a nice coupon. But I don't need any of that stuff in my cart right now, and I would have had to come up with other stuff to make it $50 to be able to make it worth my while. So I said no to that, even though I was very tempted to do that. But you know what? That coupon will come around again, and it will be fine. I can use it then. So that's really the only thing I was tempted with this week to spend money on. So we're doing really well. I'm excited that it's the last week. I'm starting to meal plan for February. And so in the next video, I'm hoping to tell you our grand total of how much money we have saved this month. And then I'm hoping to tell you what we're going to spend it on, because we haven't decided yet. So thanks for following along with this No Spend January. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.